What's going on, everybody? I hope all is well. Hope you're having a great day. And yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. By reading this thumbnail, you can probably understand that the topic of this video is going to be about why you should be grateful for small problems within your life. So let me dive into exactly what I mean by that. I think it's pretty much self-explanatory, but the reason I say that is because being able to, stress and worry and just, make your whole mind about these small problems, at the end of the day, it's such a blessing. We don't look at it like a blessing in the moment, obviously, because it's something that sucks. It feels like the end of the world to our, brains and to us. But the reality is, the reason we get to worry about these small problems, whether it's, acne, some minor health problem, or anything that's, not really detrimental to you, it just kind of sucks a little bit. The reason why we even get to worry about these things is because we don't have, bigger, more important problems to worry about. Because, think about it. If your main problem is acne, for example, the reason why you're so worried about it and you're so conscious about it is because you don't have any, major problems in your life that you could be dealing with instead. So your mind just goes to the next best thing, which is, in that case, your acne, right? So it's really a blessing to be able to worry about, these small problems within our lives. It's really a blessing, and I think most people don't look at it that way. But, it's just how our brains are wired, man. It truly is. There's nothing we can do about it except, just thank God and be grateful because, as much as it sucks to deal with these, minor inconveniences each and every day, you also got to come to a realization, like, at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. This problem's probably gonna subside within a year, hopefully. But yeah, it's all a matter of perspective. If you kind of come to the understanding that there's a lot of people out there who are in worse situations than you, right? Like you got people, you know, in the middle of a war zone, they're starving, they don't have any food. They would kill to be in the situation you are. They would trade their position for yours 10 times out of 10. They wouldn't care about dealing with no, skin problems or whatever. They'd just be like, okay, like that's fucking nothing. Like you just gotta put it into perspective. And I think another reason why we get so encapsulated within our own problems is because we often lose focus on the bigger picture in life. And what I mean by that is we live each and every day, right? Like secluded within our own little bubble of the universe. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. However, it's also important to take a step back sometimes and realize, okay, like the reality is, this and this doesn't really matter. I don't know what the reality is to you. It could be different, but all I'm saying is it's just important to ground yourself, take a step back from life sometimes and be like, okay, and just think about things. Because it's easy to get so, tunnel visioned on the regularness of each and every day, but you often got to take a step back and say, man, even through all this bullshit and all that, my life's still pretty good. I have it good. I have a roof over my head. I got this, I got that. I got more to be grateful for. So, well, I don't think, small problems I don't think you should be grateful for them like by itself. I think you should be grateful for the fact that you don't have any major problems, detrimental problems that you have to deal with at the moment. So, but yeah, man, just know like if you get the blessing of being able to worry about, some bullshit, just take it for what it is. It's a blessing. It might suck in the moment, but you're gonna look back on it, you're not gonna care. So, anyways, man, I hope that made sense. That's gonna be the end of this video, and yeah, man, God bless. Take care, and peace out.